With Sparkle on her way and an additional Harmony character joining our ranks, I've had a few questions that crossed the mind of should I summon for this character when I have this or that character as well. I think it brings a great topic into mind, and I think it's a great idea to have a generalization understanding of the Harmony characters at hand. Now, this does bring up the topic of should you be pulling for this character? Well, yeah, maybe, that all depends. What does it depend on? Let's find out. Covering all the Harmony characters at hand would be a very long video. Trust me, I tried, I couldn't handle it, so thus I decided to do what I think is best, which is focus on our 3 heavy hitters right now, and our 5-star roster being Bronya, Ruan Mei, and Sparkle. They've all got their own merits, and honestly, they've all got compositions that they specialize and focus on. I think that's important to talk about more and more, and we'll be doing that in this video. And hey, I would love you to take the chance to subscribe. It's crazy to see how much we've grown since I started, and I want to keep growing with you all together. Comment down below which Harmony character is your favorite and why. Now, let's get back into the video. Now, Bronya is one of those characters we look at since the beginning of the game, and we're just like, wow, they released someone so perfect, someone so powerful, someone so insane, and she's a standard banner character? There's no way. There's gotta be a catch. Nope, no, there was no catch. Bronya is just that girl. Bronya can be used in a multitude of teams with her powerful skill, allowing for an ally to be action advanced forward back to the front of the line. This leads to a lot of fun and interesting situations where you'll be able to use your main damage dealer, that you have your Bronya, then take a turn to bring him back up, and your main damage dealer has another turn at that. Additionally, Bronya also gives a damage boost when bringing them forward, thus making their next moves that much more powerful. When she uses her ultimate, she increases all allies' attack while also increasing their crit damage by a percentage of her own crit damage. Now, while Bronya is a supporter, you'll have to focus on building her crit damage as well for that purpose, and that's where even more of her kit comes into play. Bronya's Major Trace allows for her to have a 100% crit rate on her basic, so if she did have a reason to shoot someone, she's guaranteed a crit while also having all that crit damage stacked up. Don't feel bad about using a base attack with your Bronya though. With her talent, she's able to also get a 30% advance forward, thus making it not even that big of a deal if she did need to use a basic, and in some circumstances could put her in a great situation just to help you generate an extra skill point. Oh, while on the topic of major traces, let's not forget that Bronya also just gives the team a 10% damage boost just by existing on the field. No matter what, this young princess does just what she's meant to do here, and she's slaying on the battlefield while also looking good while doing it, and strategizing for the victory at hand. As I had mentioned before, Bronya does have a lot of good compositions that she works out with. She's great in a hyper carry composition that allows for her to boost the main damage dealer's damage by a massive amount, as well as allows for the flexibility and not needing to run a character with speed boots potentially to further increase their damage potential because of the 100% advanced forward. Your Seela, your Blade, your Jingli, your Dr. Ratio, that's only a small list of characters that are able to reap the benefit from Bronya herself. However, that does lead to a slightly small issue that you can run into with Bronya, and that is she basically does need to use a skill point to bring those characters up, so you do need to play around with your teams to allow for the freedom of use for that skill, also generating skill points to keep up with your main damage dealer as well. Bronya is a great standard banner character, and while the other 2 characters that we'll be talking about are on the limited banner, hey, if you're losing a 50-50 to get a Bronya, you're not really losing at all, and that's the way I see it. This leads into our next character, that being Ruan Mei. Ruan Mei is by far the best character in the game currently. I'd be willing to go toe-to-toe in an argument just to help justify my actions and saying those words. Ruan Mei buffs the team by using her skill to gain Overtone, which increases the team's damage as well as increases their weakness break efficiency by 50%. This leads to some awesome situations where originally break effect wasn't something that was too important, but now with Ruan Mei's additional efficiency boost, you'll be able to break things a lot faster while also being able to reap the benefits much longer. When Ruan Mei uses her ultimate, she'll deploy a field that boosts all allies all type resistance penetration by 25%, while also allowing their attacks to apply a rebloom. This rebloom will allow for enemies that are attacked when their weakness is broken to then additionally have another turn of weakness break, and further delaying their action based on Ruan Mei's break effect, and also dealing damage based on Ruan Mei's break damage. Yeah, that's a pretty loaded ultimate, but man is it so good to use. This isn't to mention that the general bonus that we get from her talent, which increases the team speed minus herself by 10%, and when an ally's toughness bar is broken, Ruan Mei will additionally deal ice break damage on top of whatever break damage is triggered on the enemy. Now, that's pretty sick, right? Her major traces also give the team more added benefit by increasing all of their break effect by 20%, including herself. Ruan Mei also gets 5 energy back at the start of each of her turns, allowing for more ultimates, and then her last major trace allows for her to further boost your damage by up to 36% for every 10% break effect you have, after 120% on her skill. This means that you get a full 36% free damage when you have over 180% break effect on your Ruan Mei, and then your skill damage boost will be further increased by that amount. If Bronya was the queen of hypercarry, Ruan Mei allows for dual DPS compositions and even dot teams to shine so much more, also further boosting the damage of everyone else on their team as well. Ruan Mei brings an otherwise mostly unimportant stat in break effects to matter more for building, because break effect damage can stack up really high and can lead to some interesting and insane damage scenarios. Also, being able to delay the enemy's action twice with her ultimate if they're broken is huge, especially for your survivability. This leads for Ruan Mei to have amazing uses anywhere she goes by allowing for you to run 0 sustain compositions in the endgame modes, and further allowing for you to wreak havoc wherever you can. Ruan Mei may be a little psychotic and crazy in the head, but with the power she's able to give us, maybe I do need a little crazy in my life. It keeps the balance in things. Sparkle's our last character we'll be talking about in this trilogy of Harmony. Also, do you realize that every Harmony character is a babe? Do the males just not want to have a supportive energy in their lives? As we still don't really have our official numbers for Sparkle, I'll be keeping things as vague as possible while giving out what information I can. Sparkle's a really interesting character when you look at Bronya. You can tell what her main objective is: a buffer for the team to get the damage out as much as possible. Ruan Mei is a buffer that allows for more breaks to occur while also further enhancing the team's damage overall, enabling more than one attacker as the focus. However, Sparkle's able to do neither of those things in theory, but she's also able to do all of it at once. Let me explain. Sparkle's skill allows for her to buff an ally's crit damage while also additionally providing some sort of advance forward. This in itself is sort of like a Bronya kit. Her ultimate provides the team with 4 skill points while also providing another buff that could potentially raise the damage for the team overall. Her talent is probably increasing the skill points available for the team, raising our maximum to becoming 7, and every time a skill point is used, we additionally gain bonus damage for the team. This is sort of like Ruan Mei's skill. Based on this information, and this information alone, Sparkle is a jack of all trades but a master of none. Her focuses are an in-between of the 2 5-star Harmony supports while also providing her own additional power, that being the increase of availability with skill points for the entire party. That, in and of itself, is already incredible. These skill point gains actually open up a lot of possibilities that Bronya compositions had problems with, where you'll run dry if you have to constantly skill off Bronya and then your main damage dealer. This leads into the next situation of, is she a replacement to Bronya? I think the answer is no, but I do think the answer is also yes. There will be some compositions that would prefer bringing Bronya on the team, while there are going to be other compositions that will prefer bringing Sparkle. Maybe some mono-quantum teams will start to show more benefit with Sparkle being the final piece they needed for that certain setup. I had a good feeling this would happen. They released Sparkle's traces as I was rendering the video, so here I am editing them last second, thanks Weavers. When Sparkle uses her basic, she'll additionally regenerate more energy. My assumption is that it'll be the same amount of energy you gain when you use a skill, because otherwise it would seem to be kind of overpowered, or there wouldn't be a reason to otherwise use your basics. Her next trace allows for the crit damage boost to last until the target's next turn, allowing them to basically not have to worry about it falling off after their next action, which means you could comfortably use their ultimate later too. And the last trace increases all allies' attack while additionally boosting their attack of quantum type allies. Alright, maybe Mono Quantum is going to end up being sick after all. With each of these characters offering so much in their kit, it's hard to pick one or the other. You should look at each situation given to you at hand and the characters you have in play as well and see where they truly benefit with each of these Harmony supports. Remember, in the future, they're going to release more and more Harmony supports and you'll be able to pick your flavor a lot more specifically with some options later on. If you have a feeling of missing out, I totally understand, but there are things that these characters do that won't be for everyone, and that's okay. With that, that's all I've got for this video. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you for giving this a shot. I would love if you could take a chance to subscribe. Comment down below if there's anything I can improve on. Until next time, peace.